Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be re-unboxing my Rey and BB8. This was the first hot toy I ever bought. It was for £130 free delivery on Amazon, of all places. So upon opening this up, I'm going to take the lid off. You'll be rewarded with some more concept art underneath. This can be removed, and when you do, you'll find the plastic tray with Rey, BB8 and all the components inside. I've already taken it out, so let's give it a look. As you can see, I have repacked it, but only basically just to give you an idea of what to expect inside. I think we'll start with BB8, shall we? So, for those that don't know, BB8's head, like the movie, like the one they made for the movie, the head is just magnetic. I'm being worried about it, aren't I? But it's moving on its own. But yes, it is. It's just a magnetic head. That's kind of cool. So, one BB8. We have an alternative outfit for Rey, which I'm tempted to equip actually before she goes back on display, just to give her an alternative look that I've not gone with in the past. But you got the satchel, I believe you got a headscarf, and some other different robes, I guess, for her. I think the look they're going for is the scavenger look she had right at the beginning of the movie when she's climbing through that old starship. But anyway, we will move on to Rey herself very quickly. We've all seen the facial sculpt. I've had it on display for a while, and she doesn't come with an alternative. Yeah, looking good. I do like the outfit, the fabric, the material they've used to obviously get the real look has been really well done, really well designed. I mean, how else would you have made this figure, to be fair? Articulation's good. You can pose her in many different ways, to be fair. Go down to the legs and the footwork. So yeah. As you can see, the joints are all covered, which is nice on this figure, to be fair. But yeah, I will attempt posing her in multiple different ways near the end of the video. But yeah, I'll play around with that later. We'll put her down to one side. There we go. The base, let's go with that. Right, you probably don't have to, but BB8 does, or is meant to sit on the sand. You could have Rey just separately on the Star Wars base, but yeah, as a duo set, it's quite cool. And then of course, yeah, it's a shame it doesn't say Star Wars Force Awakens. It is my favourite, close to Rogue One, favourite Star Wars movie. Anyway, let's go with the common thing for Star Wars, the lightsaber. I've had her displayed with this. I think I'm going to swap it out. If I'm going to go with her scavenger set, she's going to probably have the staff, which we might as well cover now. Really well designed. Again, another fabric sort of material. It's got like a rough texture to it. Let's try and punch it in, shall we? Yeah. But yeah, really cool. I have had her once posed with this, but it was a while ago. And then I crossed her a bit, changed her up a bit. Let's go down here. Now I'm recording this bit over the top, as when I was unpacking this, I had no idea what this piece was for. I was thinking it was a knee pad. Turns out it's a shoulder pad. It goes on the arm. You take the wrist off, just take the wrap from her arm, pull that down, and then the shoulder pad slides right up onto the shoulder. You'll see later. But for now, we'll move on to the next accessory in the box. Should we get the gun out? Now, if you watched my blooper in my last video, I went to take out the grappling gun from Batgirl and it went flying. This is that small compact blaster that Han Solo gives to Rey when they step out of the Millennium Falcon. But yeah. And then the goggles at the top. I have noticed I've missed something there. Could take a look at that next. But anyway, the goggles. Really cool. But yeah, the goggles, I guess, for the scavenger armour. I'm really tempted to equip that. to be fair. I'm not sure what these are. I think these are just components. Is that one of BB8's components? Yeah, it sits in as a drive. That's kind of cool. So you can have that sitting out of BB8 out of one of his slots. Never used it before, but it's there anyway. And then finally, the row of hands and batteries for BB8. For his head does light up. And whatever that is. But yes, so let's get these all out and start posing. Okay, so from earlier I said about getting her out and posed up. Well, I wanted to change her into a secondary outfit as I've never had her displayed in that sort of way. Well, on doing so, I read the instructions first, and it does clearly tell you not to keep her like this exposed to the outfit for too long periods of time, etc. It's to do with the face paint, I'm guessing fading or being changed. The material obviously has an effect on it. I have equipped her with it. I don't think she actually looks that good, but it depends, everyone's a bit different. You can bring up the mask. Voila. From the first sighting, I guess, of her in the movie, she is as the scavenger. Now, depends on the pose you go with. She could look cool. She has had extra robe additions as well as another band going around the waist. Her backpack is now on. It needs some sort of stuffing, if I'm honest. It needs something to sort of pack it out, make it look a bit more like she is scavenging for parts. And also the gloves. She has, of course, I have even swapped out her like plain hand for the glove. So returning to the hand, from the waist down she hasn't changed much. Still goes down to the boot. So mostly the outfit is only changed really from the waist up. Of course, in the film, even though it does come with both bases for it, in the film, when she's in this sort of stage, she's not with BB8. So, yeah, just going to have to sort of make our own storyline with it and, you know, pose them in, I don't know, some inspirational themed poses, I guess. I guess like the What If series on Disney Plus, but what if in Star Wars, for instance. BB8 might be just her companion outside of the base story of her having to protect him or him delivering a map to Luke Skywalker, etc. We'll work on it. But for now, it's posing time. Let's do it. This has got to be the most fun you can ever have when collecting figures. Statues are locked in, but figures, no, that is your choice to pose them how you wish. So we're going to go through a few different ones. I did have a lot of fun in the Lightbox with Ray and BB8. I like this pose, but there's only one thing. As you bend the knee, the joint on the kneecap just shows past that cloth. That is it. That is my only fault with that one pose. I like this next one. I've made it as if they're talking to each other. She's knelt down in the sand and he's there communicating. A what's in that bag pose? Just something a bit different. And then this one's a more relaxed pose. The idea that it's been a long day. She's just sat down and leant back against BB8. This next one isn't going to be lore friendly. It's just a fun one. It's the Mandalorian, the child, Ray and BB8 all posed together. Now I did try to get a wide shot of them all posed together, but the corners of the Lightbox were showing and it was just spoiling the image. So I'll go with this scrolling top to bottom shot for you. I might try and recreate the scene later on the shelf some other day. And now my final display pose of Ray. There's BB8. There's Ray's hand holding him back. Come up and around. Dun, 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 dun. I found out what the blue ring was. It's meant to display that she's been using the gun, so it's like a firing hot ring, if you like. But yes, I've kept her goggles around her neck. I've got rid of the, I guess the wrap that's actually tucked under the flap of her bag, so it looks like she's carrying it. I've added the armor plate on her left shoulder, and I've left the, I guess the wrap around her waist, and as well the over body wrap, that's still there. I've added in her staff, she's still got that, and of course naturally she's still wearing her backpack. And of course if you compare it to the old one, yeah, I've changed her pose. The lightsaber's back in storage just for now. I've gone for more of a scavenger look before she became anything like a Jedi. So yeah, if you got this far, thank you very much. This is where I'm going to leave you. I'm going to focus my efforts now on a new video, possibly another figure, if not piece of artwork, if not my Last of Us series. So with that said, this is goodbye.